Okay. Hey, ready for another training? This is probably one of the easiest things you can do. So we're going to talk about how to re-niche to maximize your exposure. This is one of the easiest things to do because you've already created your hook and your offer. And once you have an amazing hook, you have an amazing offer, then having that offer, all those things that create your offer, and it's going to your avatar, re-niching it and hitting your avatar from different angles is one of the easiest things you could do. Okay, so this is a brief training. It's a simple training. It's a highly effective thing to do because most people will make their incredible hook and their incredible offer, and then they'll find an amazing ad, and then they'll take the person through the process, create that relationship, sell them on something that that person ascends their ladder, and that's all they're doing. And they just stay with that one thing, one thing, one thing, one thing. Hey, let's hit it from multiple angles, because if I could hit my avatar from multiple angles, am I going to get a better result, a higher result? Am I going to be able to influence on a higher level? Yes. And that's exactly what we want to be able to do, right? We want to be able to influence our community and everywhere else, right? And so when you're thinking about your avatar and you've created your incredible hook and you've created your incredible offer, now let's re-niche the offer. So I'm going to take one piece out of the offer, just for simplicity of a training, take one piece of it and show you how you re-niche this one thing. And then you can take that one idea, attach it to your offer, and then re-niche your offer, okay? So if you go back and listen to the 21 unique ideas training, then there's a whole bunch of different products in there that you can put together to make an incredible offer. And if you haven't watched that one yet, stop this training, go listen to that one first. Stop this training, go listen to that one first. This will make a lot more sense if in fact you hear that one first. You're going to get really confused if you haven't heard that one first. So go listen to that one first. Go train with that one first. Think about it, let it sink in. But if you have, hey, this is going to be really, really great for you. So here we go. In terms of re-niching, one of the things I talk about is a book. And I talked about the book, Think and Grow Rich, right? And in Think and Grow Rich, you can take that book because it's in the public domain. So you take that book, and after each chapter, say you wrote your commentary and your opinion or whatever, after each chapter, put it into the book. And now it's Think and Grow Rich with 16 additional pages from you. So it's Think and Grow Rich for the chiropractic lifestyle or whatever. Okay, so now it's different. It's not just Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill with additional commentary by you. And this is Think and Grow Rich for the chiropractic lifestyle. Okay, so I'm going to use an idea of nutrition because it's easy, we all get it, and then I'm going to show you how to re-niche it, and you're still hitting your avatar, and then from your avatar how to just slightly expand it, and so you improve your reach. Okay, so if we're going to re-niche Think and Grow Rich, the very first thing is you could have your commentary after each chapter, just like we said, and maybe it's Think and Grow Rich for the keto lifestyle. Okay, whether you agree with keto or not, I want to know, hey, what resonates with the market? How can I get them and pull them in, right? That's all I want. I want to be compelling, and I want them to be pulled toward me, right? I want to be the magnet, and they just come to me, right? And if that word resonates with them and they're my avatar, what do I want to do? I want to get them to me. And I can coach them and train them along the way. I just want them to come to me. That's the whole point of the offer. Come to me, right? And so it's Think and Grow Rich for the keto lifestyle. Well, maybe your avatar doesn't resonate with that word. Maybe they resonate with a slightly different word. And maybe the word is paleo. So if they resonate with paleo, what could you say? Think and Grow Rich for the paleo lifestyle, and Think and Grow Rich for the primal lifestyle. There are little idiosyncrasies within each one. Generally the same. All right, yeah, we can get all detailed and talk about the differences. That's irrelevant at this point. I want to know, how does my avatar respond? How do I get them to me? This is marketing, not science. Marketing, not science. I don't care about the science. I care about the marketing. How do I get that person to me, right? And so it's Think and Grow Rich for the keto lifestyle, Think and Grow Rich for the paleo the primal, what else? The CrossFitter. Maybe they're my avatar. They didn't really resonate with nutrition, but they were certainly into fitness and taking care of their body and doing things with their body. And if in fact they're a CrossFitter, they certainly think about what they're putting into their body on some level, right? And maybe they don't resonate as highly with those words, even though we thought they did. Well, I repackage it. Hey, now it's Think and Grow Rich for the CrossFit lifestyle. Ooh, that's for me. And now they're grabbing it and pulling it in, right? And so maybe that's the avatar. And now I've hit them in different ways, right? They were all the avatar. They just resonated that 1%, right? So we have a big pool of all these people, the entire population of the US, 300 plus million, and that tiny 1%, that tiny 1% that is your avatar that you've carved out, that sculpture of David, that tiny 1% ideal customer client, right? And I want to hit them from different angles. Hey, do you respond to paleo, keto, primal, whatever you respond to? I'm going to say it so I can get you here, right? And maybe it's CrossFit. And then from here, once we've got that, you have to have that first. Once you've got that, then you can do this. Just crack that open just a hair. And now instead of 1%, it's 2%. That's it, right? Now we're scaling. And now I'm going to the 2%. Now is it my 1%? No, it's not. Are they going to be a little more fuzzy? Yes, they are. Can I help them? Well, certainly I can. Maybe this person resonates with Think and Grow Rich differently. Maybe they are conscious of things that go into their body, but it's on a different level. So maybe this one is Think and Grow Rich for the ex-vaxxer. Now, this could be the Think and Grow Rich for the non-vaxxer. So the Think and Grow Rich for a non-vaxxer, meaning no vaccination, that person is conscious, aware. They have a philosophy, a belief system of, hey, what goes into their body, right? And they have a strong belief and emotion toward what goes into their body, right? And even the ex-vaxxer, so they had a belief system prior to, and the ex-vaxxer, so they're vaccinating, and then something happens, and for whatever reason, they stop, right? Their belief system changes. And now, once they stop, clearly, for some reason, they have a different consciousness and awareness and a belief system about what goes into their body, right? So the person that is keto, concerned about what goes into their body. Paleo, same thing. Primal, same thing. Whether you agree with it or not, irrelevant. Hey, they all have a consciousness of what goes in their body, right? If that's your avatar, now we're hitting them in different angles. Do you see this? So now I've hit them with keto and paleo and primal and CrossFit and now ex-vaxxer, right? Because in the non-vaxxer, all of them have a very specific belief system on what goes into their body. And if in fact that's your avatar, then you can re-niche that same book and call it all those things and put all of them out there. And what am I doing? I've got all these claws, right? I'm like an octopus, and I got all these arms, and I'm just grabbing and grabbing and grabbing. Oh, there's my avatar. He's over there, and he's over here too, and he's over here, right? And I'm grabbing my avatar because he's in different pockets all around the U.S. But I want to go get every one of them, right? All those 1%ers. And then after the 1%, then I just start to crack a little bit. And now I'm getting the ex-vaxxer. And maybe it's, what could we say? Think and Grow Rich for the ex-vaxxer and a compilation that is soothing for the soul. So why would you do something like that? So you're hitting on a couple of things. With Think and Grow Rich, you're hitting a desire, and soothing for a soul, you're hitting on a pain point, right? An ex-vaxxer, meaning they vaccinated at one point, and then what? They stop. Why would they stop? There's only one reason, an adverse event. And if an adverse event did not happen, they would not stop. They already had a belief system of vaccination. They've already started. They are going to continue. The only reason to stop is an adverse event. So they have an adverse event, and what is the feeling for that parent after an adverse event? No matter how great or small the adverse event may appear, what is the feeling of the parent? Regret, always. Whether they say they've worked through it, they're over it, there's always going to be the feeling, the underlying feeling of ultimate regret of the choice that they made. So if you write a book, you're hitting on the pain, right? Soothing for the soul. And then the pleasure, Think and Grow Rich. And I want to expand my mind and I want to soothe my soul. So now I can hit on my avatar in a totally different way, right? So now I'm getting that person that is very conscious of things going into the body instead of just X-Vaxxer and a compilation series that is soothing for the soul. Perfect, right? So Think and Grow Rich for the X-Vaxxer and a compilation series that is soothing for the soul. That would be a great reniched item or a great reniched product, right? And so now I'm hitting that avatar again in a different way. And maybe this is the same person, the person that did vaccinate, and they are now very aware. Now they're going on the keto or paleo or whatever. And they are an entrepreneur. If you've originally identified them as an entrepreneur or a small business owner, or one of those things, or a dad. Hey, this is Think and Grow Rich for dads, if it's a male, or Think and Grow Rich for moms, if it's a female, or Think and Grow Rich for struggling business owner dads just trying to keep it all together, right? And he's worried about his kid. He's no longer a vaxxer. He's an X-Vaxxer. He's concerned about what goes into his body. He's now keto. Now he's working out with his wife as he has to put his kid through therapy or whatever. Now they do CrossFit. But I'm hitting them in different angles. Do you see this? And when you hit them in different angles like this, they may not have resonated to one. It may not have been strong enough to them, right? Primal may not have meant enough. But for somebody that is now an X-Vaxxer, and you say X-Vaxxer, a compilation series soothing for the soul, ooh, now you're hitting on my heartstrings, right? Primal, nice concept. Now you're hitting on my heartstrings. Now I want it. See the difference? And when you're hitting on the heartstrings, I mean, clearly you're creating a story, and that story resonates with theirs, and likes, and now they're gravitated toward you, right? This is pull marketing. They're pulled to you. You don't want to do push marketing. This is pull marketing, and it's really, really easy to do, pending you know how to do it. And with a little practice, you can figure this stuff out. But you can use that, the struggling dad that's an X-Vaxxer trying to keep it all together, right? Or whatever that thing is. And you think, gosh, what is that phrase going to be? And when you re-niche that book. So that book is just one piece of your offer, that product. And if you're going to use that, then you've written your commentary, which you're really not going to change a whole lot of it anyway. For each of these re-niched books, it's going to be really easy. So if you think, hey, what is the name that I can put? And the first thing you need to do for the book is change the name. Then go change all the chapters. Change the name first. That's going to dictate everything else, right? So when you change that name, how can you get that catchy headline? Just like we talked about in the Unlimited Traffic, that little flash drive. If you haven't watched that, go do it. But in there, I talk about going to the website BuzzSumo. And in BuzzSumo, you can go find, for Facebook, the most engaging phrases on Facebook for last 2017. You can find all the top catchy phrases for engagement on Facebook. So if it's engaging on Facebook, that means people are clicking. What's that mean? People want to be a part of that. Hey, what's this? There's curiosity, right? So if you incorporate those phrases, those top end phrases, if you're able to do that and do it effectively, what are you doing? Pull marketing, right? You're engaging with your audience. So at that point, now you know you're setting yourself up for success because you're using a phrase that has already been proven, right? And so they're looking at millions and millions of ads and posts on Facebook, and they're sifting through and finding out tons of data, including, hey, what are the catchy phrases? And so if you want to know the catchy phrases, go back to that training and just look at the screenshot that I have there. You can do that, or just go to buzzsumo.com and see for yourself all those catchy phrases, but include that in the name. So when you include that in the name, you can make a whole bunch of different ones. And when you do that, now you've re-niched again, right? And you just keep hitting your avatar with a whole bunch of different phrases, and one of them is going to hit, right? Maybe 5% of them will hit, 10%, man, if you're really good. But one of them is going to be just a forced viral. It's going to be 5%, but boom, it's going to take off. And now you're just going to ride that thing, right? And then you want to find another one. And this is why you re-niche. Hey, boom, I rode that rocket. I want to ride another rocket and another rocket and another one, right? And so that's why you're going to re-niche, is because it's going to propel you. And also you can hit your avatar at different angles. So it's super simple to do. It just takes a little bit of thinking, but for simplicity, out of your offer, you took a book. You didn't even write the book. You just went to the public domain. Think and Grow Rich is in there, and you wrote your commentary, and you changed the name of the book, right? Think and Grow Rich for blah, 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 whatever those things are. And then you find out more and more and more and more ways to hit your avatar. And now you're really the octopus. You're really grabbing and getting those people in. And it's really going to be compelling when you have that compelling headline. They just want to come to you. So hopefully this helps in terms of how to re-niche to maximize your exposure when you keep changing the name to hit that avatar. That's going to maximize your exposure. I'm going to post this video in the membership area. I'm also going to post it in the Facebook group. So if you have questions and you're watching this in the Facebook group, go ahead and comment below, comment your questions, and I will be happy to help you. And I certainly look forward to seeing you on the next training.